So, like, nonetheless, this is someone's life. And this was someone who only wanted to bring positivity into this world. And their life shouldn't be played with like that. It shouldn't be a joke. It shouldn't be a meme. It shouldn't, none of that. And, you know, it just, I don't know, it just bothers me because I feel like people don't really see the severity in the situation.
Well, I think a lot of people do, but again, there's just so many sick individuals that will do
Yes.
anything to make money. You make money by, you know, having your vids go viral and, you know, a bunch of people watch them and whatnot. And the more engagement, the more it is and whatnot. And so people will do that, and it's disgusting. Hey, no, it's just disgusting that people will actually do that. And they've already tried to recreate the, like I said, her entire like persona, like she's now still to me it's just sick. And then to do that on Roblox, that's supposed to be for, you know, children, but then you have all those but that's a whole nother story for another day. That's crazy that they can do that. I don't know why I don't know why I can't show my socks and all this other crazy shit can happen.
Right. That's what I was saying, because I even saw, because I didn't, like I'm telling you, I saw the thing after the fact, and then when I saw it on here, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The whole thing. I was like,
wow.
So I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, oh, you know, I didn't see the actual footage. I was like, oh my gosh, that's very sad. And then I got on Facebook, where I guess, you know, things aren't filtered as much as TikTok. And someone close to me reposted the video of the situation with her, and seeing it actually happen in real time, and seeing like she just really didn't see it coming.
the thing that baffles me is that she mutes it, and then he does the pew pew, but her face expression does not change.
Because it seemed like it was someone that she maybe knew.
I don't know.
The way she hugged that little toy that she had, you just saw the grip. To me, this is what I saw. Her grip get tight, and then just slump. The whole thing was, I don't know. It's crazy. It is very, very sad.
Well, what they're saying is that either he put his hand in the bag and it was in the bag and he did it through the bag.
Yeah.
But that forensics tech that was on that show was saying you'd see particles of the bag around the store. She's like, which there wasn't any. So I don't know. It's baffling to me.
I don't know. I saw a clip that someone slowed down. Like they, what's the word when you make a video slower to where you can see.
Just put it in slow-mo.
Yeah, like it was basically like it was like a slow motion video, and you can see the first pew come from behind her, and then the other two came from the front.
Well, that was debunked. I'm telling you. Do you speak Spanish?
No, I'm no sabo.
Okay. Well, there's this, like I'm saying, there's this guy named Mafian, and he's a reporter in Mexico, and he did a play-by-play. And you know how TikTok, I guess, flips the camera? So she wasn't even sitting the way she looked. She was flipped the other way. So when you flip the video the right way, you can see where it comes from the front and exits the back.
Oh, okay.
This guy is on it, like play-by-play. He's like, no, there was nothing from behind. It was all from the front.
Now, what about the speculations that she was shot in the stomach because she may have been... Sorry. I need to learn the terminology to use, but she was pewed in the stomach because she may have potentially been with child.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
We're talking about Valeria. If someone else could put, I can't pin a comment because there's people in the box, but her name is Valeria. She's from, she's a Mexico influencer who was unalived on live. I think it was just last week. Thank you, Coffee. There we go. Coffee, we just put it up there.
Yeah.
Perfect put it up there.
Yeah, it was no more than it was maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
It was May 13th, so not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before.
Okay.
But the both of them were in the chest, and then the one in the head. So it was like left, right, and then the one in the head.
Okay.
But
Because I remember watching the video and I could see it was almost like you could see her skin.
yeah,
And
it
like,
looked like her stomach, but it wasn't. Because when he flips that video, when he flips the camera the right way, you can see it go into the left part of her chest, and I think the second was the head, and then the other one was the other side of her chest. But
okay.
yeah, I mean, it's just there's a lot, but I'm telling you, they never solved my cousin's case, and she was a lawyer.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot in Mexico, that those cases just go
Cold case.
unsolved. No, just no attempt, to even try to solve. And it's just really, really sad. And like I said, she had a huge following. And again, the thing that just pisses me off so much is that people are trying to make money off of it. And I think it's just really, really sad.
It just seems like with social media now these days, like people are so desensitized, and it's just they don't have any empathy for people, no empathy for the family, no type of like, oh, this is something you don't play with. They just care about making money, and that's the sad part. Like, hello, this young girl lost her life.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
she left behind her grandparents, her mother, her uncles that lived with her. Like, she had a lot of people that truly cared about her, and now there's a bunch of more people that care about her because after the fact. But it's just sad that people try to joke around and be like, "Oh, she's still alive. Let's fool around and play around that she's alive." Make
Why? Why? Like, why?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any. It's sickening to me. And again, there's a few things that I don't really care about with TikTok, but one of the things is there's never you just don't know what you're gonna get when you're triggering. So imagine her family just scrolling that day or watching their child on live. If my kids went live, I would be watching them, and they had to see that. And now people recreating it and talking about it, and now trying to imitate her, like, playing past stuff like she's still up. Imagine her family scrolling and seeing that.
Yeah. They're romanticizing it to a certain degree. And it's tragic because, her family does deserve, to just grieve. And social media is just not helping. It's kind of pouring salt in the wounds. And, it hurts because, like, I couldn't imagine losing a family member that way. But to have it so romanticized and publicized, that just makes the tragedy even worse.
Yeah, it's just really sad. I mean, this is something that always happens there. It just sucks that. This is so widely known because it happened on live. And a bunch of people were probably recording it, because people, that's what they do. They record lives and rewatch them later or whatever. But yeah,
I just think that it was so odd that her friend Vivian was basically blowing her up, begging her, like, don't leave, like, I want to see your reaction. Like, that's very alarming to me.
Yeah, she didn't even go to the funeral.
As soon as I heard her say it, don't go. I want to see the expression on your face when you get the gift. Like, that's just a sick woman. She should not even still be out on the streets. I don't know.
But if you're wondering why she stayed, it's because they even said, she's like, that Vivian would send her gifts like that out of nowhere. Like, she'd send her Starbucks out of nowhere. Like, that's why in the live she's like, Vivian sabe lo que a mí me gusta, meaning Vivian knows what I like.
Right.
So then that's why she sent her the Starbucks gift. But after she sent her all that stuff, why were you still making her stay? That's what makes you look guilty.
Exactly.
And I saw several clips of Vivian, they were getting a little friendly, in a sense, like flirtatious a bit. Valeria was sitting on her lap and, you know, kissing on her. And I read the comments on the video and they were like, well, maybe they were secret lovers. I don't get that impression. But what if that's what Vivian wanted and she couldn't have?
Could be.
You know, like I feel like that's a common thing.
It could
Yeah.
be, but I don't think so because they're saying that Viviano's messing around with her ex.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
So
And then also the fact that I heard that the plushie, the pug, the pig, was a gift from Vivian, and she said on the live, I believe, like, oh, Vivian, you know, knows that I love stuffed animals, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
no, that's what she said. She goes, ella sabe lo que a mí me gusta. She knows what she likes, meaning like, oh, guys can't even tell what I like. My best friend knows what I like.
Yes. And I was always told, like, by my mom, that if you receive any gift in Mexico, like, that has anything to do with, like, a pig, that's not a good thing.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
that's
because
not-
I see pigs like as just the bottom of the totem pole, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah. So the fact that that was the stuffed animal of choice that she sent Valeria is kind of, you know, questionable.
Yeah, the whole thing is it really makes me sad that we already know it's just not going to get solved most likely, and people are just choosing to, you know, like I said, make money off of her.
it's really
Just like
sad.
it's just the whole thing is just it's absolutely just sick to me, absolutely sick.
Yes.
Country's scary. That's why I'd freak out when my parents would go over there because that's where I have family in that same town. And every time I'd be like, Mom, don't take your gold earrings, don't take your necklace because they don't care. You know what I mean?
Pop class. So she says, but when Valeria have known about the pig thing and question it, I don't think like if your best friend sends you something, I think that the pig thing to me, I think is more hindsight is 2020. How coincidental
Yeah.
that
Yes.
of all animals, that's the one she chose. Now we also don't know that maybe pigs were Valeria's favorite animal. We, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. So hindsight is 2020. I don't think that is something that would have made her think like, wait a minute, why did she choose a pig of all things to send me? You know,
Right.
you're not
And
thinking
she
your
could
best
have
friend is
truly-
going to set that up.
Yes, and she could have truly felt like, you know, this is my best friend. And, you know, she may have even viewed her as her sister. She would never want to harm me. She would only want to see me happy. She's just trying to bring me joy. This is like a small token of love, basically.
And there's this one part of the video that makes me so sad because she's even like, after they brought the drink and the stuffed animal, Valeria was like, hey, jalate, let's, like, she was saying, like, I'm gonna pick you up, let's go party tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow morning. She was telling Vivian that in the live, and that's a really sad, because it's like, if this chick was in on it, you knew she wasn't gonna be here anymore. Like, that's messed up. Like, she thought of you that way. Like, come on, let's go have fun. Like, let's go out, you know? And you're over here being malicious behind her back, knowing what's gonna happen. Like, it's oh, it makes me so angry. It's so sad. I even cried about it because I was like, this girl is so young. Like,
It's you
whole
really
life
feel like you
ahead
just
of her.
can't trust anybody anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your best friend is willing to set you up and do that.
And the thing is like, if you had nothing to do with it, why didn't you go to the funeral? Why didn't you? You haven't even.
No, Coffee said that her family didn't allow anybody to come to the funeral because they don't know who they could trust, which would make absolute sense to me.
Absolutely.
But I don't believe that she would have probably gone anyways.
Right. Yeah. And I
because
did
there was-
see
there
that they
was a-
were only
it was
allowing people with
open.
wristbands.
So there was reporters there. People recorded it. So I don't think it was that private to where, you know what I'm saying? In Mexico, when you pass away, they bury you the next day. So
That's so weird.
so it's because they don't believe in doing embalming and all that. They don't do that over there. They just go and that's how they do it.
Oh, I was wondering why other countries like it's so fast.
Yeah.
You know, that's why. Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they just don't.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Like,
they
cause
don't.
I felt really sorry because I was like, it seemed like her funeral happened very quickly. And I thought to myself, I said, wow, that's very fast paced if they embalmed her. But that makes sense if they didn't embalm her.
They don't do that over there. That's why one of my aunt, the one that lost her daughter back in 2008, she just recently passed away. And my parents weren't able to go because they buried her the next morning. She passed away that night. They buried her the next. So that's just how it is over there. So,
Easy.
but they'll only do I think they did an autopsy on her, but they don't embalm over there or anything. So yeah, it's weird. But I mean,
Well, that's crazy then that they would even do an autopsy when it was clear on what she passed from. Unless they were trying to see if there was something in her system before, like they gave her something before. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why they would care.
yeah, they were trying to get fragments from wherever they can get it.
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. But
And I also saw in another TikTok that initially something was, and this I took with a grain of salt, but I heard that something was placed in that Starbucks drink that she was drinking, and it wasn't working fast enough. So then they did what they did. But I don't know.
I don't think so. I think